Good evening. It is kind of time to start seedlings. And the seedlings I'm starting, or the seeds that I'm getting in the soil right now, are my peppers. And also on the list, I need to get the brassica started. But I'm going to start with my peppers. Now, something that I found that works wonderful for seed storage is an old CD case, because you can kind of just organize everything by categories, and just, I take this to the garden with me, and then I don't find that I'm like ending up with stacks of seeds absolutely everywhere, if you can imagine such craziness. But the question of the day is, how many versions of peppers, or how many kinds of peppers is too many? Because I think I might be getting a little overboard with my pepper selection. It used to be tomatoes, and it still kind of is, but definitely is becoming peppers. So I'm going to lay these out. I'm going to label, and I'm actually going to start multiple in one pot. So I'm just going to probably put somewhere between 6 and 10 in each pot. And then whatever germinates after it's gotten like a little bit of size to it, I'll separate and put in separate pots. This is just kind of a nice way to start things without a ton of space. And then whatever doesn't germinate, you don't have like one pot that's germinated, one that's not. You can just take the ones that are germinated and then spread them out, and it just saves space, saves soil, that kind of thing. All right, so pepper pots are filled, and I asked earlier how many peppers were too many. And this is what we got right here. We've got the lovely assistant showing off. Okay, so we've got, oh, I'm sorry, here. Okay, and Gabby, so how many plants are we planting?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65.
Okay, so yes, I am in fact starting 65 peppers. Don't tell my husband. All of these are not going to be for us. We are going to share them, but we're going to start. We have 13 peppers here. I'll talk about the kinds in just a second. And we're going to put 5 seeds in each pot. So these are our sweets. Now this one is Hungarian hot wax. We found last year we didn't feel like we could tell any difference between this and the sweet banana. So I'm just leaving them as sweets. This one's new this year, so I don't know how that's going to be. We've got plain dogs.
We can help, Mom.
They can help. These are shishitos, which I grew entirely too many of last year.
We had like 10 plants.
Not that many, but it was a lot of those. This, I only ended up with like 2 of these, 1 or 2 of these, and these were delicious. I actually might start more than 5. They were honestly like eating fruit. Like we didn't get any inside because we would just eat them in the garden. Cal Wonders are kind of a standard sweet pepper. King of the North, I probably am not going to buy them. I found I just haven't had a ton of luck with them here, so I'm probably just going to finish the seed packet, and I don't know that I'll get more of these. Jalapenos, this is like a jalapeno. Not jalapenos, not jalapenos. Our dog's Nala. They're like a jalapeno, but they're not hot, so hence the nada, no, the none hot. And actually, I already said that one. So just then some jalapenos. These we didn't have last year. We've grown for a couple years. They're super prolific, and they have really good flavor. My husband and I, this is our row of hops we're on. Doggers! We found for this one, now when we use the seeds, which of course makes them hotter, you only need 1 of these per recipe for us. This one is new this year. This one is as well. This was a free seed. So I would have technically only started 12 different kinds of peppers this year. That is not excessive, right? 12 is fine. And then The Baker Creek got me in all the different colors of jalapenos that you can get. So we're gonna do a pumpkin spice. My children are crazy. So I filled the pots with soil. It's an Ohio Earth Food, I think it's called. I used it last year, kind of like it. I also use Happy Frog potting soil. I like that as well. Probably lots of different kinds out there. I tend to stick with organic type potting soil mixes. So I watered these and let them sit while I started dinner. And now we're going to do 5 seeds in each pot. And these came when I bought something, like these little plastic tags. If anybody has a good way of labeling without buying more plastic, let me know. Because I always try to not label, like I try to not buy any plastic tags because I'm trying to cut back on my plastic. And then I end up losing track of what plants are what, and then I plant too many shishitos like I did last year. Yeah, because I didn't know what was what by the time I spaced everything out and whatnot. Okay, so let's plant some peppers. Okay, so this is our grow shelf. It's just like a utility shelf, and we've got, watch out, it's gonna be really bright, a 4 bulb, kind of like LED shop light kind of thing with grow lights in it, suspended from underneath. Children or dogs will start making noise as soon as I try to talk, every time. So under here, we've got a heat mat. Peppers are kind of tricky to get germinated, so heat from underneath helps a lot. I started having a lot more success germinating my peppers and basil and everything in general, but very much peppers once I got a heat mat. Now I start a ton of plants and I just have one heat mat. I only use it when I'm trying to get stuff germinated. After it's germinated, you don't want that extra heat because the soil gets too warm and kind of sends the wrong message to the plant. So we've got, I actually like to get my husband's reaction here. We've got 13 different kinds of peppers, and we've got 5 seeds per plant. So that makes how many plants?
65.
Which is entirely too many peppers for one household. But we will be sharing. My husband is giving me a look. So yeah, 65 pepper plants would be entirely, there'd be a full-time job at some point, just chopping and freezing peppers or fermenting or whatever. Like we would eat nothing. Fermenting fun. We would eat nothing but peppers. That would be excessive. Last year, as it was, would you say we had about 20 last year? Peppers, yeah. Yeah. So we had about 20 peppers, and I ended up just with the wrong combination. I ended up with too many shishitos and somehow no hot peppers. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But there was one, I think I harvested like 10 pounds of shishitos and one harvest, which was way too many. Like they're not a good freezing pepper, I don't think. We fermented some and those are decent, but 65 would be entirely too many. I'm trying to be more intentional this year with labeling to make sure that I get the right combination. Excuse me. My husband's laughing in the background when I say I'm trying to be more intentional with labeling. I tend to lose track of what's what. It happens. Trying to be more intentional, hence labels, tags, see right there. With my peppers, just planting in general. Okay, come on, Peanut Gallery, if you've got stuff to say. Come here, come on. You want to say stuff in the background, you might as well join us. I know, tell them.
Then you're going to complain about how much editing you're going to have to do.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll take my chances.
Hi, Peanut Gallery.
You're entertaining. Okay, so
I'm something.
here, well, you get to see his face. I'm trying to be more intentional with labeling my pepper plants and plants in general.
Right.
Just remember, this is being documented. So if I actually do a good job, you're going to have to admit that I did a good job.
You can grow a good garden, baby.
So what's the right amount of pepper plants to put in the garden, in the ground? I want to hear the number.
4.2.
Well, so considering last year we're supposed to have 2 each of about 10 different types of peppers, and we ended up with about 5 each of 4 types of peppers. It wasn't that.
Okay, well, out of our 13 different plants,
Yeah, go ahead.
5 hot, 8 sweet.
Yeah,
What is the right combination?
probably like 2 of each.
2 of each. So that would be 26. So he's telling me 26 is the right amount.
Sure, baby. Sure is.
So we'll see.
Because you're not going to buy any in any stores we go to.
If those germinate well, I'm not going to.
Okay.
We didn't buy any last year.
No.
We didn't buy any peppers.
Although we thought we had more.
We thought, yeah, like I messed up. So I don't know if I didn't plant any hot peppers last year or if I just gave them all away. Everybody else got hot peppers. That might have been the case. No one admitted it, so I don't know.
It wasn't due to labeling.
It was due to lack of labeling. There's labels this year. Did you see them?
Maybe there's been labels every year. Not this guy. That's true. You did change the way you labeled it.
I did. So I did change the way I labeled. I'm trying to be more intentional. I know my weakness, and I'm working on it.
Oh.
I don't know if I appreciate the sarcasm. Okay, so I'm running away now. So I need to, you'll see that there's some empties in here. So these, I need to get my brassicas started. Same down here. Got the pots loaded, so just getting them planted won't take too long. I also want to get more onions going. I like a lot of onions. So I am going to start, I think, some more onions in these. We've got some of these, like some of the older seeds didn't germinate as well. But just think how many pounds of onions and how many meals are sitting right here in these 5 pots. Okay. Video's too long, lots of editing to do, dinner to make, activities this evening. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully planting some brassicas, and hopefully maybe getting some chicken eggs soon. Bye.